Okay, today we're going to make another quiche. This is going to be ham and Swiss and mushroom quiche. But I wanted to go over the process of blind baking the crust first. What I've done here is I just lightly greased a glass pie dish and placed my crust in, and I try to get all the air bubbles out, as you can see, and press it in right here. Usually air bubbles are created at the bend and the base of the pie dish. So, and then once you do that, go ahead and just poke holes. Definitely get it in the crease where the bubbles might be. What we're trying to do is keep air from trapping up and creating an uneven baking surface. So just go ahead and poke your holes around, get the sides and the base, and then that looks pretty good. And then what you want to do is take some foil and put it shiny side down and place that in over the crust. Now I've got my oven preheated to 400 degrees. Once you've got that all set in, pour in your, you need some weight. A lot of people use beans. I don't have any beans. Rice works just as good. This is the rice I used for my spinach and mushroom quiche that I just made. So there we go. Now what we're going to do is place this in a 400 degree oven for 10 minutes. And then take it out, uncover it, and put it back in for about 4 minutes. Okay, so it's been in, just took it out after 10 minutes. Try to peel off the foil slowly as you can. It will stick a little bit, so try to avoid that. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and pop this right back in the oven for about 4 minutes. Let it kind of get just a nice cooking brown coating. I'll show you what that looks like when it comes out. So while that crust is browning up, I've got my ingredients going in. I'm going to use some ham. This is thickly sliced ham, and I just julienned it lightly. I got my shredded Swiss, some Parmesan to go in the mix, as well as on top. I'm going to grate more on top right here. I got mushrooms to go in. I'm going to saute the mushrooms and the ham up, and I'm also going to dice up just a quarter of an onion again, just to get that flavor. I don't have it out yet, but I'll get that in there before. I'm also doing the 4 eggs with 2 cups of heavy cream, a little salt and white pepper, and I'm also going to add a little dash of cayenne in here too. So that's about everything so far. I'm going to get those onions out and get those ready to go in with the ham and the mushrooms. Plus I've got my heat on my pan heating up right now. Okay, so about 4 minutes later, you can see that it's just lightly browned and lightly cooked. And that's pretty much all there is to it. That's ready to fill up. And once I've got my items sauteed, I'm going to get my custard ready. I'm going to whip these eggs first, and then I'm going to add the cream to it. There we go. And we'll go ahead and add that now. There's 1 cup. and 2 cups. Go ahead and mix that up. I'm not going to add the cheese into this. I'm going to go ahead and try to distribute that more evenly. Problem is, I don't think all this is going to fit. I ran into a little bit of trouble with that last time, and I don't want it overflowing. So, a little white pepper and a dash of cayenne. Just a dash. Also sprinkle a little kosher salt. Don't need too much salt if you're going to have this much cheese. The Swiss cheese and the Parmesan together are rather salty, so and the ham's going to be very salty too. I actually forgot about that. If you're doing ham, you may not have wanted to add any salt at all, really. Okay, so we're good to go here for, I'm going to throw the onions in first. Probably take the longest. Then the mushrooms. I don't want to burn up that ham, so I'm going to wait just a few minutes till the onions are almost perfect. All that ham has to do is just lightly warm up and maybe sweat off just a little bit of its moisture. Also gonna put in a little fresh cracked pepper in here on the mushrooms and onions as soon as I'm done recording here. So it's been about 4 minutes. As you can see, the onions are nice and soft and translucent. So now we're going to go ahead and just kind of warm up the ham and pour everything into the pie shell. This is a smoked ham, off the bone deli ham. Right now it's really letting off some really good scents. Smells really good. It tastes good too. I already had a few bites of it. And this is all you want to do is break it up, try to separate it. Again, like I said, when I make a quiche here, I try to get everything distributed evenly so you don't get one big hunk of everything. Just not fun to bite into a big hunk of one thing. I like a little bit of everything in each bite. So that's really the object. To making an even quiche. It's just getting it all even. Alright, so we're going to dump it all in. Spread it around. And throw in 3/4 of the cheese. Also got a little bit of Parmesan mixed in there. And I'm trying to mix it up just a little bit. Again, instead of having layers from top to bottom. Problem is it's starting to melt now, so and here goes the custard. Just fill it up to the rim. course, so I knew that that was gonna fill up a little bit more with the ham taking up a lot of the room there. And again, I'm gonna sprinkle those remaining Swiss cheese over the top, and right before I put it in, I'm gonna give a nice coating of fresh grated Parmesan. Again, this is gonna go into a 375 degree oven. I've lowered the temperature to my oven, and it's gonna go in there for about 35 to 40 minutes. The last one I put in was a little bit thinner, and it took 36 minutes. So we'll see how this one does. Okay, so it's been about 32 minutes. It looks pretty good. Just notice in the middle, nothing really shaking. Also, we can check the knife test, and it should come out clean, which it does. So I'm calling that done. I'm gonna bring it out, and I'm gonna let it sit and cool for about 10 minutes before I cut into it. At that point, I'll come back and let you see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so here we go. Turned out excellent. Ham, Swiss, and mushroom quiche. Hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching.